Here's a simple installment loan problem. If you take out an auto loan of $11,000 at 4% interest for 60 months, what will your monthly payment be? For installment loans, the formula looks like this. The payment amount equals the principal on the loan times the interest rate divided by the number of times per year that we make a payment, divided by 1 minus 1 plus r over n to the negative nt. And again, this formula is based on a payout annuity because that's precisely what it is from the bank's perspective. Once we have the formula, all we have to do is fill in the pieces we know and find what we don't know. We know that the principal of the loan is $11,000, so that's P. We know that the interest rate is 4%, so we fill that in. We're making monthly payments, so N is 12. And we just fill in the rest of the formula. Notice that T is 5 because we're doing this for 60 months, which corresponds to 5 years. T is still measured in years, even though car loans tend to be stated in terms of months. Again, in principle, this problem is straightforward, but the complication comes in typing this into the calculator. So let's practice doing that. Rather than typing everything in all at once and getting confused with lots of parentheses, let's start with just one piece at a time. So I'll start with the denominator, since that looks more complicated, and we'll start with the parentheses. So start with 1 plus 0.04 divided by 12. Then raise that to the power of negative 12 times 5, or again I could raise that to the negative 60th. And then take 1 minus that answer. So that number right there is the entire denominator. Now I'm going to need that in a minute, but first I need to calculate the numerator separately and then divide it by this answer. Instead of retyping this in later and rounding it off and introducing some error, I'm going to store this entire answer. So I'll use the store button that's just to the left of the 1 on a TI-83, and I'll hit the X button. So I'll store that answer as X. Now, moving to the numerator, we calculate 11,000 times 0.04 divided by 12. And then we need to divide that by the denominator. Again, I could type in the entire denominator, but since I have it stored as X, all I have to hit is divided by X. And that is the answer for the monthly payment. So the monthly payment is $202.58. Notice that we can do one more calculation. If you pay $202 every month for 60 months, you'll end up paying a total of $12,154.90. So for a loan of $11,000, you end up paying just over $12,000. And that extra $1,100 is the interest charge of this loan.